Picture this. It's 3 in the morning. You're lying in bed. The room is perfectly silent. The blanket is the perfect temperature. Your eyes are getting heavy. You've almost drifted off. Your breathing has become deep. And then your brain goes, "Hey, remember that time 5 years ago when you were so nervous in that job interview you called the director Mom? And remember that totally awkward joke you told at that birthday party in 2019 that was met with dead silence? And what about that time you waved back at someone on the street, only to realize they were waving at someone behind you?" And that's it. Sleep is gone in an instant. You lie there, staring at the dark ceiling, and you can literally feel yourself physically cringing with shame. Your pulse quickens. Your palms get sweaty. Your breathing becomes shallow. An event that happened 1,000 days ago, that everyone else has completely forgotten, feels like it happened 5 minutes ago. You're right back there, burning with shame all over again. In that moment, you feel like you're somehow defective, that there's something fundamentally wrong with you. You think, why can't I just let this go? Why do other people get to live in the present, build their careers, enjoy the moment, while I'm dragging this rusty trailer of my own failures, awkward pauses, and stupid decisions behind me? You feel like your mind is broken. But let's stop for a second and ask a very logical question. The human brain is the most complex, incredible, and energy-intensive mechanism in the universe. It controls your body, synthesizes the chemistry of happiness, solves incredibly complex problems. In theory, its main fundamental job is to make sure you feel good, safe, and comfortable. So why the hell does this supercomputer voluntarily turn itself into a medieval torture chamber? Why doesn't it play a highlight reel of your best moments before you go to sleep? Like how you aced your thesis defense, or that time a beautiful girl smiled at you on the subway. How you brilliantly solved a tough problem at work and everyone was proud of you. Why isn't that on repeat? Why, out of millions of available memories, out of terabytes of information, does your brain go down into the darkest basement of its archives, pull out the dirtiest, most shameful film reel, and start playing it on a loop, making you suffer and break out in a cold sweat? Spoiler alert, it doesn't do this because you're a loser. It doesn't do this because your mind is broken. It does this because it's trying to save your life. To understand why your brain torments you like this, we need to close our eyes and travel back in time. Way back. Forget about offices, deadlines, smartphones, and social media. Welcome to the African savanna, about 50,000 years ago. This is your true homeland. It was here, in these harsh and brutal conditions, that your brain's operating system was formed. The very same system that's still running in your head today without any updates. Back then, life was incredibly fragile. If one of our ancestors made a mistake, it rarely ended with just an awkward moment at the water cooler. A mistake meant death. Ate a pretty but unfamiliar berry? Poisoning and death. Didn't notice a rustle in the bushes because you were admiring the sunset? You get eaten by a leopard. Fell asleep on watch by the fire? Your tribe gets slaughtered by the neighbors. But the most dangerous mistakes were social ones. We are primates. We only survived because of our tribe. Alone, an ancient human was just a slow, weak piece of meat with no claws or fangs. Your tribe was your protection, your food, your future. And if you broke the tribe's rules, if you offended the leader, If you acted strange, awkward, or selfish, you were exiled. And exile from the tribe in the savannah isn't getting canceled on Twitter. It was a 100% guaranteed, agonizing end. That's why evolution created a defense mechanism. It didn't care about you being happy, relaxed, or living in the moment. Evolution only needed one thing: for you to survive at all costs and pass on your genes. How do you get a simple-minded primate to never repeat a dangerous mistake again? Tell him, now, don't do that anymore. No, you have to cause it pain, physical or emotional. Pain is the best teacher. And this brings us to the main point. In 2001, psychology professor Roy Baumeister and his team published a monumental scientific paper that turned our understanding of the psyche upside down. The paper was titled, simply and frighteningly, "Bad is Stronger Than Good." Baumeister and other neuroscientists scientifically proved what we all intuitively feel. Our brain processes negative information in a fundamentally different way than positive information. This phenomenon is called the negativity bias. When something good happens to you, you get a compliment, you receive a bonus, you win. Your brain releases a little dopamine, you feel happy, and that's it. The memory is filed away in regular storage. Good things don't pose a threat. There's no need to dwell on them. But when something bad happens, a mistake, shame, a threat to your status, a social failure, your amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and anxiety, sounds the alarm. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system. The brain literally burns this memory onto your neurons in giant red letters. Danger! Remember this forever. Never repeat. Baumeister proved that to override a single negative memory, our brain needs at least 5 positive ones. The pain of loss or shame is always several times stronger than the joy of a gain. And so we return to our modern bedroom at 3 a.m. The problem is, the world has changed beyond recognition, but your brain hasn't. To your primitive software, there's no difference between "I've been kicked out of the cave to be torn apart by wolves" and "I said something stupid in the work chat." When you told that bad joke 5 years ago, your brain perceived it as a social threat, a risk of exile. And now, in moments of quiet and vulnerability, like before sleep, when there are no other distractions, it runs an antivirus scan. It pulls up that memory and shoves your face in it. Look at how you screwed up. Feel that pain. Feel that shame. I'm going to make you relive this 1,000 times so that tomorrow, when you go out to face people, you'll be careful, so that you will survive. And you know what that means? It means that if you lie awake at night, suffering from cringy memories from your past, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not a loser. Your mind isn't sick. On the contrary, your regrets, your nightly torment, the cold sweat from a 5-year-old memory, it's all proof that your brain is working perfectly. It's functioning exactly as it was programmed to by millions of years of evolution. You are a descendant of the most cautious, most socially sensitive primates, who survived precisely because they knew how to analyze their mistakes and feared social rejection. What you call spiraling again, evolution calls a perfect adaptation mechanism. Your pain is just an overprotective, ancient guardian who is a little too worried about your safety in a world that no longer has saber-toothed tigers, but does have awkward office parties. So how do you live with this? Understand and forgive your brain. The next time that awkward situation pops into your head at 3 in the morning, don't try to fight it. Don't scold yourself for thinking about it again. Don't think, "What is wrong with me?" Just mentally say to your ancient mind, "I see you. I know you're trying to protect me. Thank you for doing your job. Lesson learned. But we're not going to be exiled from the tribe. We're not going to be eaten by leopards. It's the 21st century. I'm lying in a warm bed, and we are completely safe."